Guys, I was thinking about buying a PlayStation Portal and I'm so glad that I did not. GameSir actually reached out to me and sent me out their new GameSir G8. This is such a nice controller for your phone. And quite honestly, guys, the PlayStation Portal is pretty expensive, and when you get into that entire ecosystem, it just becomes even more expensive. And this is only $80 brand new since this just came out, and it comes with Hall effect thumbsticks. You have swappable thumbstick tops as well. The controller is incredibly responsive, and for that good of a price to get this level of performance, I am super impressed with the performance and the convenience. Let's talk about it. This is the box of the G8 Galileo from GameSir, and it is very, very comfortable, which is something that I did not experience while using the backbone when I had my old iPhone. I have the new iPhone 15 Pro now with USB-C. This new G8 Galileo does work with both iOS and Android as long as you have an iPhone 15 or newer with the USB Type-C port, so just keep that in mind. We'll talk about the build in a little bit. The backbone, quite honestly, it's built really nice. Like the buttons and everything, quite frankly, these face buttons feel better than the membrane face buttons on the GameSir, but the sticks are just way too small, and the controller itself, as you guys can see, I have some pretty big hands. The controller is just not really that big at all, so it's just not very comfortable to use, and I could never see myself using the backbone for any long periods of time. It's a cool idea in theory, but it's just way too small. Where the G8 Galileo comes in, it is quite the opposite. Like, it has a lot of the same features as the backbone, like outside of the software that quite frankly they charge way too much money for to use on the backbone that I honestly just don't care about. And I also did not like that I actually returned the backbone the first time that I got one, because they made you like sign up for the software, where with the G8 Galileo, even to remap the back buttons, yes, this thing does have back buttons, there is no software that you can download. It's all done on the hardware itself, and you definitely got to take some time to look at that manual. To remap the paddles, you press and hold whatever back paddle you want to add, or back button I should say, and then you tap on the face button, and then it's all set just like that. And you can do it on the fly while playing your game in just a second, and it's quite nice. And this thing is absolutely great for PlayStation Remote Play as well. You can fit a pretty big phone in here. So I have the 15 Pro Max, which is a 6.7-inch screen. You can fit something even a little bit bigger here. So even when phones, start to get really big and they pass that, that 7-inch threshold, you'll be good in a couple years when this thing is still kicking, because it has those Hall effect thumbsticks that should never catch stick drift as well. So you can also pull off the front cover. It's magnetic and really easy to do. Here is a quick look at the Hall effect thumbstick. Super responsive and very comfortable to use, really snappy as well. Two replacements for the Xbox style thumbsticks that are already on there. A nice ribbed domed thumbstick as well. And then also a super tiny nub of a thumbstick as well. This one is a little bit too small for me, but it's cool if you want it. But I'm gonna go ahead and put back on this domed ribbed thumbstick, and it just snaps back on like that with magnets. And it's a very nice premium quality controller. Like, this does feel like you're holding an Xbox or a PlayStation controller in your hand, like as far as the feel of the plastics and how everything is just assembled. Now, unfortunately, you can't really use this with your phone inside of a case unless you have a super thin case. As you can see with the tolerances, there really is not much tolerance, again, unless you have a super thick case. Currently, I'm using the D-Brand grip case myself, and this thing does not fit in there at all. So I have to pull my phone outside of the case to use it. That would probably be my only feedback for this controller, other than the buttons. Quite honestly, the buttons are just not that good in comparison to the backbone, but truthfully it feels like a regular Xbox controller, so I can't really complain because the membrane is very, very similar. But I do wish that they would take some clickier buttons from the backbone. Maybe I would like to see that in the sequel to this, but keep pretty much everything else. The bumpers are really nice. The triggers are analog as well, so if you want to play a driving game, you can play a driving game. The D-pad is also nice and tactile as well. And then you have this menu button and another button for the touchpad. Now, if you are playing games with a touchpad, it's a little difficult, quite honestly, if you're going to play PS5 games that need a lot of touchpad swipes. But otherwise, if you're just playing a game that really doesn't need it, this is perfect for PlayStation 5 Remote Play, and also any mobile games that you might play, to get really good performance and all that stuff. So right now, I think I'm playing on LTE. I might have to switch this to Wi-Fi to get better connection. But I've been playing the older Spider-Man games because I've had them for years and I just haven't really took the time to play them. But I did beat the first Spider-Man remastered game and beat all the DLCs, and I've had a lot of fun with that. So now I'm just kind of playing through the Miles Morales version. So far, so good. I'm really enjoying this game. And honestly, like being on the go and now being able to play it in comfort is honestly a great experience, especially for, again, 80 bucks and not having to worry about buying a PlayStation Portal and then buying, you know, some crazy headphones that are the only headphones designed to work with it, or if I got to plug in my headphones. Speaking of which, if I want to plug in a 3.5mm jack headphone, I can right here on the bottom of this controller, and it's also low latency as well. USB Type-C as well for pass-through charging. The controller does have a small battery inside of it as well, so you may have to charge this here and there, but probably not that often. I probably sunk about 10 hours on this controller itself, and yeah, I will definitely give this a recommendation for sure. The only feedback that I have for GameSir, to make it a bit more compatible with phones with cases, and then also to use clickier buttons or the face buttons. And I think that's pretty much it. This thing would definitely be nearly perfect at that point. I hope that eventually, maybe a year from now when they come out with a G9, those would be the two additions that I would like to see. But otherwise, I would definitely buy this over a PlayStation Portal and over a Backbone or any other mobile gaming controller as well. I actually have another mobile gaming controller from GameSir, but I honestly didn't like it because of the same issues with the Backbone, with it just being super tiny. It was cheap, it was only like 30 or 40 bucks on sale. It was just super tiny, and this is just way more comfortable, very similar quality to what you would have in an Xbox or a PlayStation controller. Thank you guys for watching. I'll have this link below in the description if you guys want to check it out for yourself. But again, for 80 bucks, 100% worth it. I will see you guys in the next video.